Good evening. We begin with breaking news this hour. A leather shoe manufacturing factory on Manchester Road in Pietermaritzburg in KwaZulu-Natal is currently on fire. According to Arrive Alive, KwaZulu-Natal Private Ambulance Services is on standby for any possible injuries. And for more on this, we now cross to our reporter, Simphiwe Makhanya, who is on the scene. Simphiwe, thank you so much for your time this evening. Of course, just looking at that blaze behind you, it seems as if it's still pretty much alive. What do we know so far about this fire?
Indeed, as you're coming to us, Mbali, the firefighters from the Umsunduzi Fire and Rescue Services are hard at work here in Manchester Road trying to put down this fire, which has been going on, Mbali, from about 5 this afternoon. It's been hours and hours of hard work from the fire department here in the area of Umsunduzi. Let me ask my colleague Simphiwe Makhanya just to give our viewers a sense of the extent of work that is currently being done by the members of the Umsunduzi Fire and Rescue Services. You can see there in your visuals, there's the entire stretch of road, Mbali, that basically leads to this particular area where we are has been cordoned off. There have been a number of police officers deployed here to monitor the situation. And as you can imagine, some of the businesses from around this particular area are also paying close attention to what is happening here, just in terms of ensuring that this fire is contained and is put down. But of course, I do have with me from the Umsunduzi Fire and Rescue Services, Mr. Anwar Karji, who's going to explain to us really as to what happened and what is being done as we speak. Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Good evening. Yeah, we just trying to contain the fire now. It's been a bit of a struggle, obviously, in terms of the buildings and the contents that was kept in here. This building is a wholesaler and obviously selling various stuff, blankets. The building adjacent to this is keeping leather, glue for the leather. So it has been a bit of a struggle, but we have 5 different fire appliances at the moment on scene. We have our neighbors from Umnglovo who are also assisting us. They brought in an additional team of, I'd say 12 firefighters and also another 2 fire trucks. So they've helped us out a lot. But the fire is out. We're just doing a bit of containment work at the moment.
So you think you'll be able to put the fire out as you speak?
Yes, definitely. The fire, as I said, is contained. Our main priority at the moment was trying to not allow the fire to spread onto the adjacent buildings and the surrounding buildings. But we managed to do that there. It was an intense fire, but as you can see, the firefighters are still hard at work. Do we know the cause of the fire at the moment? I wouldn't be able to comment on the cause of the fire. We do have the fire prevention team here that's out. They're busy trying to ascertain what really happened, so just got to give them the time and space to sort that out.
Any injuries?
No, luckily no injuries, no fatalities. There were a couple of people that were on site working at the neighboring factory, but they evacuated the premises when the fire did start.
How long have you been working here to try and extinguish this fire?
The fire department, we received this call, I'd say around 5:20, 5:25. So we've been around here for the last, I'd say plus minus 3.5, 4 hours.
Looking at the resources that you have deployed here, do you think they are going to be sufficient to completely extinguish the blaze?
Yes, definitely. We have a group of teams of, I'd say plus minus 30 firefighters. And as I said, also with our neighbors, Umnglovo, thankfully were out here to assist us as well. They came with a group of 12 firefighters. So resources is not the problem. It's just at the moment containment at the moment, and trying to avoid fire spread. That's all.
Are you working with police also to try and really ascertain as to what may have been the cause, and also have you opened any case with regards to this particular fire?
Well, at the moment, SAP are in service. Obviously, they're doing their own investigation. And as I said, we have our fire prevention section who are also trying to ascertain what happened. But we are working with them in terms of trying to secure the scene. In terms of the fire investigation or arson or what have you, I wouldn't be able to comment on that, but SAP services, they will be able to comment on that.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Well, Mbali, that's the situation here in Pietermaritzburg. The road actually is called Manchester Road. It's basically a long stretch of road with a number of business premises that operate from this particular area where we are. What we can confirm is that police are indeed aware of this particular fire, and they are investigating what may have been the cause of the fire, because at the moment we are told that there is no clearer information as to what started the fire, but of course we can confirm that there have not been any injuries and there have not been any fatalities as a result of this particular fire. But of course, as I speak to you, Mbali, I'm going to try and see if I can get a word from some of the community members who are gathered here. By the way, some of them do have businesses that they are operating in this particular area where we are. Let's try maybe and get a word from you, sir. I'm not sure if you'll be able to speak to the SABC. You are live on SABC News. Sir, you have been here for quite a while. What have you been seeing, and also do you know what caused this particular fire?
No, I can't speculate on what happened in the fire, but if you look there towards the left there, the fire started on there, that side. And we got 3 fire engines, you can see here. Half the time they don't have water. Fire engines can't even give them water. So, it was a small fire that ended up damaging all the properties here. There's still another building in the back that's on fire. They're still trying to get that one off as well. So I actually used to own that building on the left-hand side, which I sold last year. But it's very sad because there's like 350 employees involved here.
Thank you so much, sir, for your time.
No problem. No.
Thank you. Well, there you have it, Mbali. The road, which is Manchester Road, where we are, is basically a business premises. Many businesses operate from this part of the Pietermaritzburg area where we are. Let me just try and step out of the shot as I allow my colleague Sbu Tembe to give our viewers a sense of really the amount of deployment of the equipment that is present here as we speak. You see quite a number of trucks that have been stationed here since this afternoon, and of course there are police as well who are busy putting together evidence as to their investigations regarding the cause of the fire. But of course we did hear from the fire department here in Umsunduzi saying that at the moment the cause is not known and there have not been any injuries as a result of the fire. But of course the issue is the fact that many of the employees who work in this particular factory that is still affected by the fire are basically going to have to see whether they will be able to go back to work, because the entire building has indeed been damaged, Mbali.
All right, Simphiwe, thank you so much for that update. And one would certainly want to question the authorities there, particularly when it comes to that businessman who was questioning the issues around those fire engines or the fire trucks that were dispatched to that fire, saying that initially when it started, it was a small fire. And also they're claiming, saying that, the one truck didn't have any water. But of course, those are questions that can be asked later to authorities when it comes, to whether those who responded to that fire, whether they really were, of course, having the adequate and, of course, the proper fire responses for what took place and transpired in that fire on Manchester Road. Of course, that's our reporter there, Simphiwe Makhanya, giving us an update when it comes to a fire that apparently broke out at around 5 p.m. this evening.